besides being two of the most famous wrestlers in the world. Hulk Hogan and John Cena are both stars who know well how to enjoy their fortunes. But have you ever wondered which one of them has the most luxurious life? In this video, you will see a fierce battle between Hulk Hogan and John Cena. So let's fight! Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Cars. Both wrestlers like to enjoy nice vehicles, but which one has the most luxurious garage? Throughout his extensive career, it is speculated that Hulk Hogan has owned some fine vehicles, such as a $35,000 Chevrolet Camaro, a $39,000 Ford Galaxy 500 from 1965, a $40,000 Ford Ram 1500, a $44,000 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, a $45,000 1952 Ford F1, a $50,000 C3 Corvette from 1980, a $53,000 Toyota Supra from 1994, a $55,000 Plymouth Barracuda from 1973, a $57,000 Chevrolet Impala from 1966, a $65,000 Plymouth Roadrunner from 1969, a $68,000 Chevy Tahoe, a $70,000 Dodge Charger SRT, a $85,000 Dodge Challenger SRT, a $95,000 Cadillac Escalade. But his most famous car is his illustrious 1994 Dodge Viper, a vehicle completely decked out in Hogan's signature red and yellow color scheme. And to help those in need, the wrestler decided to auction the vehicle for charity, with it being auctioned off for around $75,000. The wrestler's most expensive car, meanwhile, is speculated to be his Dodge Challenger Demon, a super sports car made for those who like speed. The vehicle is equipped with a powerful V8 engine, capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.1 seconds, managing to reach a top speed of 204 miles per hour. And it's no wonder that to acquire this beautiful sports car, you may need to shell out over $180,000 for its most complete models. John Cena, for his part, is not at all left behind. Proof of this is that he has already made a series of videos showcasing part of his collection. The first car he bought with his first WWE paycheck was a 1989 Jeep Wrangler, a vehicle that, despite being valued at only $15,000, holds great emotional significance for Cena. He also owns a 2012 Range Rover Autobiography, a simple SUV for a celebrity like him, but ideal for everyday use and can be found costing around $40,000. However, one of the cheapest sports cars he owns is a 2013 Maserati Gran Turismo, a beautiful convertible that can be found costing around $70,000. Raising the price, he has already been spotted in his 2005 Aston Martin Vanquish S, which can be found costing around $20,000. And of course, Ferraris couldn't be missing from his garage, his cheapest being the 2004 model year 360 Spider, which can be found for around $120,000. Cena also owns a 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo in blooming green color, a sporty and nimble car, but definitely a little too small for a man as strong as he is, being valued at around $130,000. Another beautiful red Ferrari that is part of his collection is the 2007 model F430 Spider, whose price is estimated at around $140,000. He also owns a 2007 Ferrari 599 GTB, a beautiful car valued at $160,000. However, in white he owns a Ferrari 612 Scaglietti Odo 2009, a vehicle valued at $180,000. And for when John Cena wants to take a more sophisticated ride, he can make use of his 2009 Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe, a sophisticated convertible car valued at around $200,000. Mercedes vehicles couldn't be left out either, with him owning a 2012 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG valued at $240,000. Going even more powerful, he owns a 2009 Lamborghini Murcielago Coupe, a super-fast car that can be found costing around $350,000. One of the most legendary vehicles in his garage, meanwhile, is his 2006 Ford GT, a a rare car that can be worth upwards of $400,000. However, one of the most expensive cars in his collection is believed to be a 2008 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, a supercar valued at over $500,000. And because he has a much more luxurious collection, John Cena wins this round. Point for him. Exaggerated luxuries. The two stars have more than enough conditions to enjoy a lot of luxury and comfort, but which one will have the most exaggerated expenses? John Cena, for example, has been seen with beautiful watches such as $15,000 Rolex Explorer 2, $20,000 Rolex GMT Master 2, $25,000 Rolex Daytona Steel Yellow Gold, $65,000 Rolex Eve Rose Daytona. When it came to traveling, John Cena was spotted getting off a Dassault Falcon 20F aircraft, a small business jet ideal for interstate travel. The interior of the aircraft is very sophisticated, with it being able to carry up to 6 passengers while offering a lot of comfort for all those who go aboard. And it's no wonder that the price of a new aircraft of this model is estimated at $4 million. But in case the fighter had just chartered it, it's possible he spent around $10,000 for each flight hour. Hulk Hogan, for his part, is not far behind. When it comes to dressing well, for example, he has been spotted sporting beautiful watches like an $8,000 Breitling Chronomat Evolution and also a $35,000 Rolex Yachtmaster Yellow Gold. In his free time, has shared several times on social networks moments when he is cruising with his speedboat nicknamed Immortal. Although there is no certainty about its price, based on other similar speedboat models, we can estimate that Hulk Hogan's little toy should cost around $400,000. When it comes to traveling to different parts of the world, the fighter usually uses comfortable and luxurious private aircrafts in his trips. One of the aircraft he has been seen using is the Hawker 800 XP model, a modern midsize executive jet. The interior of the jet is very luxurious and can accommodate up to 10 passengers depending on the configuration adopted. But you shouldn't think that everything has been such a smooth sailing for him, because he has already got a huge scare when the tires of the aircraft burst at the time of the landing. In addition, the price to acquire a new aircraft of this model is about $5 million. But in case the fighter just chartered it, it's possible he spent around $5,000 for each hour of flight. And since the two stars like to spend a lot of money in similar ways, we'll consider this round a draw. Points for both. Real estate. When it comes to investing in nice housing, both stars don't usually skimp. But who has the more luxurious real estate portfolio? John Cena, for example, at the time he was engaged to actress and wrestler Nikki Bella, she ended up showing a bit of the couple's residence on her YouTube channel, where it was possible to get to know a bit more of the WWE star's home. It was possible to see that the mansion has a decor full of objects that show a little of Cena's personality, such as a picture frame with dozens of Nintendo games, and another frame with the album of his favorite artists, and even a piano that he seems to know how to play quite well. One of the rooms that they showed most was the double bedroom, the most exclusive room in the house, which seems to be very comfortable and cozy. The place has a very refined decoration, having, for example, a huge fireplace, many decorative pictures and even mirrors on the ceiling combined with plaster frames. Going into the bathroom, we can see that it is even more sophisticated, with a white color palette composed by coatings on the walls that look like marble. There's no shortage of space in this bathroom, ideal for the muscle giant ready himself in comfort and luxury. However, the external area is undoubtedly one of the places that stands out the most in the estate. This is because there is an incredible swimming pool, equipped with a stone waterfall and surrounded by plants. John Cena has managed to create an exotic and very functional outdoor area, even featuring a slide for when he wants to have fun. On sunnier days, the fighter will most likely prefer to gather his friends and have some fun while cooling off in this beautiful pool. And even though John Cena and Nikki Bella split in 2018, some sources claim that he is still living in this property. And although the property is not for sale, some real estate websites estimate that Cena's mansion is currently valued at around $3,500,000. Another estate that once belonged to the couple is a mansion in San Diego, California. On the YouTube channel of John Cena's ex-fiancée, some footage of the property's interior can be seen. We can see that the decor of the house is older, but that everything is still in perfect condition. There is a strong presence of wood, especially in the huge living room, which features several sophisticated details. It was possible to see that the environment has a fireplace, foosball table, and even a pool table. Going down to the basement, there is a wine cellar with a capacity for hundreds of bottles, something that surely the couple must have really liked. And while there isn't a lot of information about this estate, it likely cost quite a bit of money. Hulk Hogan, for his part, doesn't skimp on luxury and sophistication when it comes to choosing a property to live in. He currently owns a house in the vicinity of Clearwater, in Florida. Built in 2009, the traditional architecture house features a beautiful two-way staircase at the main entrance, as well as a stained glass door. Inside, the 5,400 square foot home features incredible wood floors, a spiral staircase with a chandelier, and other spacious rooms for the comfort of the wrestler and his family. Among the main rooms are the living room with a TV and a fireplace, the dining area next to the French windows, and the kitchen with wood cabinets and marble countertops, which is next to a breakfast room, which has glass windows that provide great vistas. The place also has 5 bedrooms, an elegant walk-in closet, and 6 luxurious bathrooms, one of which has a bathtub for relaxing in. Outside, the lot is 14,300 square feet, having great balconies to enjoy the views, beside a patio in the back with a separate pool and spa, providing ample space for days of leisure and relaxation in front of the open views to the beach. In recent years, Hulk Hogan expanded his real estate holdings in Clearwater by buying the bungalow next door for $1,600,000, while he had purchased the main house in 2013 for $3,300,000. In addition, it is believed that he also had another house in that area, which was listed for $5,900,000. But it doesn't end there. Hulk Hogan once owned a mansion in Miami Beach, Florida. The 17,000 square foot home boasts an abundance of architectural details, such as an elliptical floating staircase and a hallway with several glass windows. Outside, there are guest apartments that were built at the same time as the mansion, plus a private bayfront pier, a large swimming pool for recreation, and a well-kept lawn with beautiful trees. Hulk Hogan purchased the property in 2006 for the recording of the reality film Hogan Knows Best for $12 million, and allegedly sold it to producer Michael Bay for $18.9 million. But the most impressive property the wrestler ever owned was a waterfront mansion in Bel Air, Florida. Hulk Hogan bought the property in 1992 and demolished the residence that existed on the site to build a custom mansion of over 17,000 square feet, which was finished in 1996. The farmhouse is inspired by 18th century French architecture and has a rustic, handcrafted design, and among the main rooms of the mansion is the large living room, which features a classic fireplace in the center and cozy couches where the wrestler used to spend a lot of time lying down. In the next space is the kitchen with custom finishings, having large counters for preparing meals, as well as having stainless steel appliances and integrating a dining table. Upstairs there is an incredible master suite, featuring a TV in front of the bed and several windows that bring natural light into the interior, as well as integrating a living area, where there is a lovely bathroom with skylights. The house even has 6 other bedrooms, among which is a modern-style one that has a beautiful grand piano and a large wardrobe, filled with luxurious things belonging to the wrestler's daughter, this being the main place where she spends her time. The mansion also has a private museum where Hulk Hogan was keeping important items from his career, such as the boots he had worn during his wrestling days, some old paintings, belts, and other objects. Heading outside, there's a 100-foot deep resort-style pool that features a waterfall and several nearby relaxing patios. There is also a large 1.5-acre undulating garden, which extends to a private pier where the wrestler had boats at his disposal, as well as jet skis to make use of on a daily basis. Hulk Hogan bought the estate for $2 million and sold it in 2012 for $6,200,000, despite having asked for $25 million in 2006. And for having a more extensive real estate portfolio, Hulk Hogan wins this round. Point for him. Sources of income. Both wrestlers own several businesses, but who owns the most lucrative ventures? John Cena, for example, knows how to multiply his fortune. John Cena's most recent investments is in the drinks industry, being one of the founders of Thomas Ashbourne, a brand of ready-to-drink cocktails that promises to be very successful in the coming years. Another source of Cena's income is through music, having already released a rap album titled You Can't See Me. John Cena is also very prominent in the dubbing business, with his biggest highlight being with the main character in the animated film Ferdinand. On television, Cena is often invited to make special appearances, even working as host of the children's show airing on Nickelodeon's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Social media can also be considered another source of income for John Cena. This is because he has tens of millions of followers on several different platforms. In his Facebook page alone, for example, he has over 50 million followers, a huge audience that he makes use of in order to publicize his main events and products. And because he is a very famous personality, he also manages to make a lot of money from his image by advertising for various companies. Among the brands that have already invested to associate their image to the wrestler are, for example, beer company Michelob Ultra, Gillette Razors, New Mountain Dew soft drink, snack company Tacos Fuego, sportswear company Tap Out, Crocs shoes, Hefty disposable products, fast food chain Subway, Fruity Pebbles cereal, and many others. To get an idea of values, it is estimated that just his commercial with the data analysis company Experian, he may have made him around $1 million. Hulk Hogan, meanwhile, is not lagging behind, launching his own line of products, such as his energy drink called Hogan Energy and his Hulkster Burgers, a line of frozen cheeseburgers. However, from 2012 he decided to open his own restaurants, known as Hogan's Hangout, with him having 2 units in Florida. It is an all-custom venue, which seems to be a great attraction for tourists visiting the area. Restaurant menus offer a wide variety of food such as burgers, chicken wings, tacos, seafood, among many other things. Another of the wrestler's ventures is his Hogan's Beach Shop, which is located in Orlando, Florida. The place sells a variety of custom products and is a fantastic place for wrestling fans to shop. And for those who can't go there in person, Hogan also has an online store where you can get signed items from the wrestler that can go for quite a bit of money, such as a $1,150 signed chair, a $1,500 signed poster, a $3,500 signed belt, $5,000 ring-worn long tights, and even a $6,000 t-shirt had worn. However, his social networks can also be considered another business venture of the actor. On Instagram, for example, he has almost 2 million followers, and on Facebook the number exceeds 7 million, and he takes advantage of all this visibility to advertise for various companies and also promote their own custom products. And because it's hard to determine the turnover of all the businesses, we'll consider this round a draw. Points for both. Net worth. As 2 successful wrestlers, there's no doubt that they've amassed huge fortunes, but who has the more considerable net worth? At the height of his career as a wrestler, for example, some sources estimate that he made almost $10 million a year. And of course, all this gigantic salary was just a consequence of the huge media result he was pulling, with him owning the American television audience record for a wrestling match to this day. And despite having already made a lot of money in his career, Hogan has even said in interviews that at the time he squandered most of his wealth on his lavish lifestyle. Another time when Hulk Hogan ended up losing a lot of money was in 2009, when in the divorce settlement with his ex-wife Linda Bolia, it was reported in the media that the wrestler lost 70% of the couple's net assets, being left with only 30% of all the money they had. But in 2016, the tide began to turn in Hulk's favor when he won his lawsuit against media company Gawker, which released an intimate video of the fighter that was recorded without his consent and had even refused to take it off the air. After a major court battle, they struck a deal that got Hogan about $31 million. And although no one knows exactly what the wrestler's real current financial situation is, we can estimate that Hulk Hogan has a net worth of at least $40 million, a figure that could be much higher if he knew how to manage his money better. John Cena, on the other hand, was once considered the most important figure in the WWE, being responsible for starring in the most profitable fights, besides being one of the biggest sellers of licensed products using his image. And it's no wonder he's considered one of the highest paid wrestlers in the world. But John Cena's ambitions go far beyond wrestling. He seems to want to follow the same path as his ringmate The Rock, who has become one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars. And that's why Cena has started acting more and more, taking some good roles in increasingly relevant films. The amount he gets paid for each performance depends a lot on the importance of his role and the size of the production's budget. To get a sense of values, it's estimated that he received about $260,000 for the Marine and $2,500,000 for Trainwreck. And it's very likely that his biggest payday will be in Fast and Furious 9, a film that is part of one of the most successful franchises in movie history, in which John Cena has acted as the main villain, something that must have earned him a few $1,000,000. And most recently, Cena has been hard at work with his superhero character on the Peacemaker series airing on HBO Max. And if you consider all of the fighter's sources of income in a year, Forbes magazine estimated that in 2016 he made almost $10 million. And while no one knows for sure just how much wealth Big John Cena has amassed, many sources speculate that currently, at the peak of his 45 years of age, he has already amassed a net worth of over $80 million. And because he has a bigger fortune, John Cena wins this round. Point for him. But if you believe that there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel deals to satisfy your curiosity. Being left with only 30% of all the money they had. But in 2016, the tide began to turn in Hulk's favor when he won his lawsuit against media company Gawker, which released an intimate video of the fighter that was recorded without his consent and had even refused to take it off the air. After a major court battle, they struck a deal that got Hogan about $31 million. And although no one knows exactly what the wrestler's real current financial situation is, we can estimate that Hulk Hogan has a net worth of at least $40 million, a figure that could be much higher if he knew how to manage his money better. John Cena, on the other hand, was once considered the most important figure in the WWE, being responsible for starring in the most profitable fights, besides being one of the biggest sellers of licensed products using his image. And it's no wonder he's considered one of the highest paid wrestlers in the world. But John Cena's ambitions go far beyond wrestling. He seems to want to follow the same path as his ringmate The Rock, who has become one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars. And that's why Cena has started acting more and more, taking some good roles in increasingly relevant films. The amount he gets paid for each performance depends a lot on the importance of his role and the size of the production's budget. To get a sense of values, it's estimated that he received about $260,000 for the Marine and $2,500,000 for Trainwreck. And it's very likely that his biggest payday will be in Fast and Furious 9, a film that is part of one of the most successful franchises in movie history, in which John Cena has acted as the main villain, something that must have earned him a few $1,000,000. And most recently, Cena has been hard at work with his superhero character on the Peacemaker series airing on HBO Max. And if you consider all of the fighter's sources of income in a year, Forbes magazine estimated that in 2016 he made almost $10 million. And while no one knows for sure just how much wealth Big John Cena has amassed, many sources speculate that currently, at the peak of his 45 years of age, he has already amassed a net worth of over $80 million. And because he has a bigger fortune, John Cena wins this round. Point for him. At the end of this fight, we have 3 points for Hulk Hogan against 4 points for John Cena, being him the winner of this battle. But if you believe that there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel deals to satisfy your curiosity.